Good morning. Welcome to YouTube Live.
Doing my medicine.
Go and in the room. Speak up so I know you're here.
Huh?
I'm talking to YouTube Land. Showing two in the room.
I'll be back. I'm past that. The secretary. He looked at you. Oh, you don't like that. You didn't like that. I tell Katie. Katie, yeah. Tell her you got your all the Oh my God, I touched him. And you couldn't get to it. Oh,
Han Solo, good
God.
morning. On to Carrie, my new sweet. Belleville, Illinois, this one's for. Where the internet is apparently pretty nasty. Wait and see if we get anybody else pop in here this morning. I'm showing two in the room. There's StreamYard link if anybody wants to join me up here this morning. Looks like another quiet morning here in YouTube land. Choppy. Yeah, the internet at this motel is pitiful. It's in and out, and every time the computer goes into sleep. Yeah, see there just one again, and yeah, fun. But I'm not paying anything for the internet, just paying for the room. So I guess I'm lucky there. Up to 4 in a row. Come up and say good morning. Let me know you're here. And if anybody wants to join the mess. Tina Ladybug, good morning. Good to see you. Coming at you from overcast and gloomy Belleville, Illinois this morning. About 10-15 miles due east of St. Louis. Drew Carey and Lou Dobbs. Yeah. Oh, sports, ever not. Hearing my pup in the background carrying on. I've got to hit Walmart later today and pick up new specs. I left my old reading glasses back in Michigan. Went off and forgot them. Six of you's in here. Good morning. Welcome. Only need the glasses too for reading. I can see fine otherwise, but to pick up a book or look at the Kindle or the phones without my glasses, sometimes it starts to get just a wee bit blurry. Starting to sound like my dad too. And when he got to be about my age, he used to complain that he could read the clock on the VCR across the room, but he couldn't pick up a newspaper. I'm showing 6 in chat, and only a couple of you's talking too. So the rest of you's in chat. Come up and let me know you're here. Nauvoo, as in Nauvoo, Illinois. I can't say I've ever been there. It seems like that was where the Mormons, the LDS folks, originally landed when they were before they moved on to Salt Lake, if I remember right. I can't say I've ever been there. I know about it, but I've never been there. TH2, good morning. Throw out the StreamYard again if any of you want to come up. Oh, and come on, the rest of you, don't be bashful. Speak up and say something to me, at least in the chat. Let me know you're here. I cut another video this morning too, but with the internet being yeah, there went my internet briefly again, but yeah, I cut another video this morning, 10 or 12 minutes, waiting for it to upload. From my Kindle to Amazon, the Amazon cloud, so I can download to the laptop and then up to YouTube. Fun. Let's see, Tiny Ladybug, Han Solo, TH2. Who else we got in chat this morning? About 9.5 hour drive out of Michigan yesterday, about 450 miles. Interstate 69 out of Michigan to 465 north of Indianapolis, or around Indianapolis, and then Interstate 70 right into Illinois. No issues outside of a crash just west of Indy. Tractor trailer and a car got together. Car seemed to get the worst in the deal. Just from what I saw on the truck, didn't see any of the damage to the car outside of it spun around. Got through that pretty quick. Move right along. 4 pit stops along the way at the rest areas for nature calls. 2 compliments on my pup, how pretty she was, and we were on the road again. And Solo, I'm not sure. I know I've got to get me a storage facility, uh, unload the van. Exactly what me and Carrie and her daughter's going to do from here, I'm not sure if we're gonna. She's actively been looking for a place, but doggone, even cheap apartments are insane these days around. At least they are around here. And they want to run credit and check your criminal. I mean, I don't have a criminal history or anything. My credit is pitiful, but that's here and there. And verifiable income and yeah, all this mess. And then yeah, TH2. That seems to be a problem with YouTube these days. I don't get a lot of them notifications either. I just happen on YouTube and look around and see what's going on, and that's how I catch a lot of things there too. So, but Hans, yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Just going by a wing and a prayer day to day, and going where the road takes us. I've made preparations to bide bunk in the back of the van if I have to. If it comes to that's what I do. It's I've got the jacker in the back of the van. I know where all the rest areas, and have plotted out some stealth parking spots, and can figure out where to hide where local law enforcement isn't gonna bust me. So yeah, I've got a few little side hustles I can conjure things up. This here with YouTube, and this will make me sound like a greedy bastard, but I'm hoping to put up enough content to finally get monetized, and maybe make some side gigs off of this here. If I can get enough amateur radio and other stuff to go with it to get to that point. But I'm only at 123 subscribers right now and about 200 watch hours. I've got to get that up to 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours before I can start getting monetized. So I've got a little ways to go on that. But applying for Social Security disability, and I've been fighting that for 5.5 years, and that's been a battle. I'm hoping to have that wrapped up here before long. Oh, so what about y'all? What the rest of you's got going on this morning? How was Memorial Day weekend and all such as that? I didn't even get to see any of the Indy 500 or Charlotte, the Coke 600 Sunday night. Couldn't even tell you who won the race. So busy trying to get some live streams up and get the van packed. And Han's working on a lot of amateur radio stuff, and I'm also a history nut, and I thought about throwing up some content of showing folks around the area around here. A lot of rich history in this part of Illinois. One of our governors is buried out here at the local cemetery. A lot of Civil War stuff. Chris Pye, good morning. Good to see you. One thing I have in the works is people been asking for some teaching material on the technician class amateur radio license. I thought about getting the material for all three grades, the technician, the general, and the extra, and starting to make videos teaching and talking about that stuff. Lady Casca, good morning, good to see you. But making videos on the three classes and maybe trying to explore some of the digital modes, which I have never played with, or very, very little anyway. Did some PSK 31 years ago. Playing around with Morse was always more my specialty, so maybe cover some topics in that as well, but just kind of go along with that. Lady Casca, what you got going on this morning? Ah, the joys of paperwork. Don't you love it? It was like that when I was still driving. The paperwork often was a bigger headache than the driving ever was. Except in wintertime when I was having to deal with snow and ice. And yeah. Then I'd rather be doing the paperwork. But still. Oh, what about the rest of you? Is anything, any of the rest of you's got any exciting chores? Anything else going on? Chris, I'm just getting started. Just got moved back to town, and just getting cranked up with YouTube world here. I was just telling Han Solo that I'm gonna try my hand at YouTube content creation, but for for YouTube monetization, I've got to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Right now, I'm at 123 subs and about 200 watch hours, so I've got a ways to go. But I want to put some stuff up on amateur radio, some of the history of the area, etc., and hopefully that'll help things take off. Lady Casca wanting to learn about solar, converting AC to DC, etc. Yeah, that may be a future project coming up for me as well. Maybe we can talk some about that. I remember a buddy of mine picked up, and this was a few years back from Harbor Freight. They had a special three 15-watt panels, so you got 45 watts from from the three panels, and it had the charge controller. And I'm trying to remember. I want to say he paid, I want to say $180 for it from Harbor Freight, and UPS delivered it to him. He didn't have to go get it. And that seemed like a pretty slick little setup. Joe Morgan, good morning, good to see you. But he was a friend in the amateur radio circles, and he played a lot with what we called QRP, which is low power stuff. And he had a Yaesu FT817, which was their QRP rig. They've since replaced that with the 18. The radio's literally only about that big, and does just about everything any of the big rigs will do, only with low power. So them panels would run that radio all day and night and not bat an eye. Yeah, Joe Morgan, DC is pretty simple. Going from DC to AC gets a little more challenging, but that is true. I had an inverter years ago, and to try to even run just a box fan off of it, it seemed like I didn't get but a couple hours out of it, and it kept telling me the battery needed recharging. I suspect they've come a long way with that technology since then. Now that was in the early 2000s, and I don't think it was a true sine wave inverter either. I think it probably gave more of a square wave than a true sine. That inverter I had though did a decent job. I used that one winter. We had an ice storm, and it knocked the power out for, I want to say, about 3 days. And my wife, then the one that I lost a couple of years ago, she kept herself entertained by watching movies on the laptop. Putting DVDs in and playing. And when the battery on the laptop had run dead, I'd take it down to the van, plug the inverter into the outlet on the van, the lighter plug, and recharge the battery on the laptop that way, and kept her in business like that. But I had a deep cycle marine battery that I tried to run a box fan through the inverter from that, and like I said, get a couple hours out of it, and it started beeping saying that I needed to recharge. Yeah, Joe, that's one reason I bought the Jackery, and have yet to unbox it. It's still sitting out in the back of the van, and I still promised everybody a video on that and tight. Yeah, I'll get it out eventually. Time has been tight lately with me. Not only trying to get some lives going to get my watch hours up, but loading the van and getting down this way and everything. I haven't made the video yet, but it's coming. But yeah, running CPAPs off grid. If the power ever goes out, or you find yourself having to sleep in the vehicle or whatever. Yeah, for those of us with sleep apnea, that's a problem that needs to be addressed. So yeah, Joe, I'll definitely got you in mind for all that. Without my CPAP at night, I've got big problems. And at some point, if I find myself bunking up in the back of the van, I'm going to have to look into investing in some panels too. I know a couple of spots where I can probably hit up for a free plug-in. I don't know that I'd have access to it as often as I'd need it. So we'd have to have multiple sources, I'm sure. Thought just hit me too, with being preppers such that we are. We're bunking up in a motel room right now, and naturally the motel room's just got a microwave and a small fridge in it. Okay, DoorDash in now. Shoot, just the ordinary bucket of chicken and getting it delivered was $73. And my God, man, that's I find that too steep. So we were sitting here talking right before I went live. But, I've got one of the Ozark Trails little camp stoves. It runs on the single 1 pound propane canister, and I told him we could hit Walmart later, pick up something decent, shoot, for that kind of money, I can get us some decent steak, ribeye or something, and on the little, I got the cast iron, can fry us up some decent steak or something here, and eat good for that kind of money. Yeah, Lady Casca, I had thought about that. A generator. Now, how is your generator powered? Is it a gas generator, or does it run off a small windmill, or how does that run? Gas generator. Yeah, Joe, the my Jackery does have a an adapter to run off the car, but I think the charge time is 5 to 8 hours, and I don't know that I'd trust leaving it in the vehicle and the vehicle not be running, for fear that it would drain the battery and then I wouldn't be able to get it started again. That would be my only concern. So the alternative method would be, a solar bank of some kind. But not only will I review it when I get it unpacked and show it to everybody, but talk about options too once I get a chance to run it through space. Jeep Girl, Cass, good morning. Great to see you. Yeah, Lady Casca, it would be multiple ways to charge. You can charge it off 110 volt AC, off 12 volts DC, off a car battery, or from solar. So I like the versatility with that you can do multiple things depending on your situation. And yeah, Joe, I can appreciate not wanting to draw attention. That's part of the prepper world too. Not being noticed and just flying under radar. And yeah, they think you're just a psychopath. Don't feel bad, Joe. They all think I'm nutso too. So you know, but that's okay. Let them think we're crazy. When we get into an SHTF, then maybe we won't be quite so nuts, right? The folks back in Michigan were thinking I was nuts for being as tight as I am and squeezing the nickels until the buffalo took a, yeah, you know what? But that's okay. Yeah, solar is renewable. Batteries 6 to 7 years. Uh, Panels, as I'm given to understand it, and I don't have any firsthand knowledge of this, but as I'm told, a solar panel's life expectancy is 20 to 25 years, so they will have to be replaced too. But I do like the renewability factor and the off grid uh, deal with that, and they're quiet. Yeah, Joe, isn't it fascinating when somebody how attitudes suddenly change? That is real fascinating. That reminds me of it was Kindergarten Cop, 1990, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. There was a scene in there where Arnold Schwarzenegger sees a man hitting a woman on the sidewalk as he's driving down the street. He stops and throws the car in park and gets out and goes and slugs the dude and turns around. Hang on just a minute here. There we are.
Oh my goodness. I'm dying.
Tell him.
It took a minute. All right, calm down.
But
Relax. Hurry. Calm down.
Arnold, you shut
Calm down, baby.
quiet. Arnold slugs the dude and turns around and catches a couple of boys eyeing up his car. Thank you.
We need to figure out what we're about that.
Okay, I'm live right now. Say hi to everybody.
I don't know about that. We need to figure that out.
Well, let's go pay the tab and stay up another night. Who is calling me now? Scam likely. Excuse me, y'all. Let me put this on speaker. I like to play with these people. Pressing 1 to extend my vehicle warranty. An 06 Uplander with 200,000 miles on it. And this is a courtesy call to renew your warranty before we close the file. If you are interested in renewing your auto warranty now, please press 5 now. Press 5. Okay, we'll press 5. Perfect time for my cell phone battery to die, ain't it? Just when I'm having fun with these people. I always like to tell them that, or a 2018 Ford Ranger. And when they hear that, they think, oh, we got us a candidate. Then they ask for the mileage, and I tell them 700,000. Oh, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do for you. Click. And that's the end of that. But yeah, y'all, you got to hear Cinder, my pup. This over here behind me is Carrie, my new sweetheart, and her daughter Katie. Say hi, y'all.
I got you 2 sodas.
Yes, thank you.
I think the big one, but they didn't know. So you got another one.
Joe Morgan out in Idaho says hello. And Lady Casca, remind me where you're up north here somewhere too, aren't you? The Dakotas or something? It's only 25 after 10. You're in Minnesota. All right. Cass in Michigan says hello. She's yeah. You see how good they pay attention to me too. We're gonna have to have a free gym moment here, just like we have a free Chris Lazarick and a free Bigfoot. Anyway, I can't stay too much longer here, y'all. We gotta go pay for another night here at the motel and go get my van unloaded. But wanted to come up live here for a little while. Any last few remarks here before I got to shut it down? I got maybe another 5, and we're going to have to get it rocking and rolling. I did make it safely to Illinois, yes, and trip was uneventful outside of 4 trips to the latrine. A little bit of rain between Fort Wayne and Indy, not even enough to turn on the windshield wipers. Tractor trailer and car got together just west of Indy. Got slowed up a little bit for that, but got through it, without a problem. Didn't even have to stop for fuel. Just the 4 stops for for nature calls and let my little squirt over here stretch her legs. Got 2 compliments on, oh, what a pretty dog. Me and husband and roommate in Michigan, we got to talk a little bit yesterday morning before he had to go off to work. Me and him are at peace with one another. Unfortunately, wife roommate and basement roommate, I cannot say the same for them, but it is what it is. Ask y'all with Christian faith, say prayers for them. They've got a bumpy road ahead. Husband and roommate up there, he's seeing the problem. He sees that wife roommate has a nasty spending habit, and I honestly don't know that their marriage is gonna make it. It might not. I honestly don't know. All I know to do is to pray for them, because I'm sure y'all have seen some people there's no talking to as much as you know try to get through to them. There's just some people that there's no getting through to. Is what it is, and that's what I've talked about in previous videos. With people like Prepper Now and Pinball, I hear the frustration in their voices with non-prepper people and getting irritated with them. I understand the frustration. And Cass, you've been wonderful to me as long as I've known you. I haven't forgot you and won't forget about you. We're going to have to get together at Papa Prepper sometime. Indy from me here is 4.5 hours. They're just south of Indy, him and Mandy. We're going to have to make a trip up and see them sometime, so I can meet you and Mike in person. Anyway, with that, y'all, I'm going to duck out of here for the time being. Get this motel tab paid. Go get the van unloaded. Got some more running to do. I've got to hit Walmart, pick up a few things, etc., etc. And maybe after a while, I'll either pop up in Trust in God's live stream, or I'll start up one of my own. So. With that, y'all, love y'all. And Joe Morgan, you as well. Lady Casca, Cass, Han Solo, anybody I'm missing here. Chris Pyatt, appreciate you all stopping in. And I will catch up with y'all after a while.